Barcelona sweated blood at the Carlos Belmonte to go through to the semi-finals of the Cup and get 2 games away from their second final of the season. Barca won 1-2, but ended up asking for time against an Albacete that leaves the competition with its head held high. After Albacete's exploits against Celta and Real Madrid, it would have been an unbecoming recklessness of Hansi Flick, who arrived at the Carlos Belmonte without having lost a Copa del Rey game since he coached Barca, to be confident. So the German coach rotated but little. Mainly, the breaks were in defense, where Cancelo, Araujo and Gerard Martin appeared. From then on, with the exception of Marc Bernal, the best of the house considering the absence of Rafinha, Lamine Yamal included. Beyond the changes in the lineup, Flick had asked his team for mentality and attitude, and that did not happen at the beginning. Barcelona had several players in the initial team who had the opportunity to vindicate themselves at the Carlos Belmonte, and some failed miserably. Let's start with Cancelo, a mistake with the ball, and without it always on the edge of the card, who saw the first half halfway through and who flirted with the second and the red throughout the first half. Bernal, on the other hand, beyond the youth medals, more than delivered, while Rashford did not take the step forward that his coach demanded of him in the previous round. After 7 minutes, he missed a one-on-one against Lazoin in a rude way. Albacete defended with order and did not lose face in the game, trying to hold on and make the game long to make the favorites nervous. But Nava's injury half an hour into the game disrupted Alberto Gonzalez's plans, who was forced to make a change early. Vallejo entered to a standing ovation, and 9 minutes later, Barcelona took the lead in the match thanks to a sensational finish by Lamine Yamal. But the credit for the goal must also be pointed out to Frenkie de Jong, the only player who applied himself to the intense start. A pressure from him allowed Barcelona to steal the ball in Albacete's half. Rashford returned it to the Dutchman, who placed a ball that the Rocafonda crack placed first into the net with his left foot. It was not a good first half for Barcelona, who, although they kept Alba away from their goal, had no reason to relax. It was a foregone conclusion that Flick had to secure his defense in the second half. Cubarsí came out as a center-back, and Cancelo, disastrous, stayed on the bench so that Eric Garcia's go-to player could play at right back. Then, he would play as a center-back again. Barca's attitude, as usual, improved in the second half. Olmo came close to scoring after a minute, but Dani Bernabeu prevented the goal in an action to the limit. Alba were exhausted, and in a corner kick by Rashford 10 minutes after the restart, Araujo celebrated his return to the starting lineup with a header. Jefty scored a goal in the 84th minute that was disallowed for offside. But Alba did not give up, and Javi Moreno put the Blaugrana in their bodies with the 1-2. Ferran seemed to sentence in the 90th, but he also scored offside, and in the end it had to be Gerard Martin who prevented the equalizer on the goal line in a match that is worth a semi-final based on sweating blood.